Hello everyone, hope you're doing good. My name is Jickson Jacob. I prepared a video to demonstrate monitoring of a project using MS Excel. As of now, we have so many scheduling softwares such as MSP and Primavera, whereas at times it makes it really difficult to use them, make changes on daily basis, and also we need a skilled person to use that. So considering the constraint in using those kind of professional softwares in a project, I've come up with a similar kind of scheduling um, tool in MS Excel, which could be operated by any individual irrespective of their efficiency in using scheduling softwares like MSP and Primavera. So here I've considered a project ABC, and this project is a construction project. It could be any project, it could be an IT project, or it could be any other project which involves planning of activities based on forward pass and other various relationships. So here I've considered micro level schedule, and if you could see, there are so many set of activities, and you could see the Gantt chart showing the progress of each activity as planned. So when the project is being executed, it's not necessary that the project has to be executed, that is, each activity in the project has to be executed as per the planned schedule. So there might be changes, there could be sometimes certain activities could lag behind, sometimes certain activities can go ahead of the planned schedule. So here it's like to track those things, if the schedule is on track, it becomes really difficult. So here if you could see the overall project is planned to start on 3rd of November 2019 and planned to complete on 7th of Jan 2020. So let's see if for an activity called casting of column type A, as per the scope, there are 13 numbers, and achieved as on 2nd of November it's nil, and balance as on 2nd of November it's 30. And this is the resource I've mentioned, so that it helps a project manager or a planning manager to know how much resource has to be considered for each activities as per the planned progress. And the production required per day is 10, and as per 10 with 30 in the scope, we know that the entire activity lasts for 3 days, starting from 3rd November, 4th November, 5th November. So you could see that being shown here using the Gantt chart: 3rd November, 4th November, 5th November. And if you can see the activity number 2, column casting type B, it starts on 6th November. So it means that these set of labors began the activity number 2 once this activity casting of column type A is finished. So it means that it's finished to start relationship being followed here a certain way. All the activities has been considered with possible forward pass, and that spreads out throughout the entire schedule. So to demonstrate this video in detail, how the schedule helps us on a daily basis to track the progress, let's consider an activity type A, that's column casting, and it has 4 activities under the same with different scopes, different productivity, and different start dates. So let's imagine the project starts on 3rd of November, and by the end of 3rd of November we would have attained certain project progress. So let's imagine this activity casting of column type A, out of 10 we achieved 5, and second activity out of 8 we achieved 4. And if you could see, when I make these changes, there is a subsequent change in the Gantt chart display of the progress. But as of now, let's not worry about that, because we are just updating it until we finalize it. So if I'm entering number 4 over here, you could see possible changes coming up in the next activity, like 2. Let me make it 12. So let's see the progress, the real progress. See, that has reduced now, and here I'm gonna mark as 6. Okay, so at certain time the progress does not change, because if the progress is minimal, the Gantt chart doesn't show any kind of a progress here, so that extends to the next date. Whereas if you could have seen number 12, when we entered number 12 here, it changed, and when you entered number 6, it didn't change. Let's see if I'm gonna enter 16, that is, we're gonna achieve 16 as per the plan. So let's see what's gonna happen over there. See, it has reduced now, but this is not the final version of the schedule until we make one more final changes here. So here it has to be by the end of November 3rd, that is by the end of November 3rd, after we enter all the progress details here, that marks the end of November 3rd. So when we open the schedule on November 4th, we should know where the project stands. So to do so, we need to make one final changes, that is achieved as on 3rd of November, and when I enter that, the start date gets changed. So that is by the end of each day of the project, when we start the project on the next day, we have a live schedule that is updated based on the progress achieved on the previous date. So when I enter, you could see the start date has changed 4, so I achieved as on 3rd of November is this progress. That is what we have achieved here. So once we make this update for the entire activities, for all the activities in the entire project, we can hide this particular area. So once we hide this particular area, and we can share this schedule to various departments on 4th of November morning, when everyone is back to the work, and they would be having a live schedule that shows the planned progress to start on November 4th. And as we discussed, you can see the changes in the project completion date here. Before, it was 7th of November when we initiated the project on 3rd of November, and as of 4th of November, the project likely completion is on 8th of Jan. So it means that the project completion date has delayed by one date. So it means that the project is lagging behind by one day. So once we know that how much days it's been lagging behind, we could investigate what happened to this particular progress delay, and based on that we could make some kind of changes in resource, like resource leveling or resource smoothing, so that the project completion would be on 7th of November as per the plan. So here is something which I've marked as shown the progress only for one day. So apart from this, we could be able to plan the resource movement. So we could likely know that which activity or which set of labors are expected to finish their work, because there are various set of skilled labors required for various kind of activities. So here it's like placing of precast column, brickwork. So the person who do the casting of column will not necessarily have to do the brickwork, nor the plastering work, nor the painting work. So this scheduling MS Excel tool is really you can see is user friendly. You can easily update the progress, and you can see the most likely project completion date based on the actual progress in regards to the planned progress. So apart from showing the live progress of the project, we could also get an overview of the turnover. So here I've decided to show turnover based on monthly basis, because that's when the directors and CEOs are more keen to know how much turnover are they achieving, because they have a set of target turnover, and based on that are the project showing up a positive turnover. So it's always good to have a positive turnover, but at times in most of the project we won't be able to attain the planned turnover. So here it's the turnover for the month of November, and by the end of day 1, that is the progress which we entered in the previous worksheet, and based on that, this is the turnover amount which we have generated by the end of the day 1. So it is quite easy to know track the turnover based on daily basis, and with this we can prepare an S curve, and you can even use you can even compute various other end value analysis and other cost controlling measures. So this is how this scheduling tool has been prepared, with an intention to help each and every professionals in industry to track their set of project responsibilities. It could be any responsibility, because we have certain engineers responsible for certain activities. So each engineer could track their project on a micro level basis. So casting can be under one engineer, brickwork, could be under the responsibility of another engineer. Plastering can be under the responsibility of another engineer. And considering the various possible relationship between and among activities, it's becomes really crucial to have a separate schedule for various activities. So altogether we need to have a one project schedule with possible relationship incorporated as shown in this video. I hope this video has been very well demonstrated for you to understand what is the purpose of having a live tracking of a schedule on a daily basis for an effective project schedule management. Thank you.